If you're comparing PPI2Pass versus School of PE, you're probably in that very specific stage of exam prep where you've read 47 Reddit threads, opened 12 tabs, and somehow feel less sure than when you started. So let's make this easier. Both PPI2Pass and the School of PE are legit exam prep providers. Both can help you prepare for engineering licensure exams like the FE and PE. Both offer structured materials, practice problems, and course options that are much better than just wandering through old textbooks and hoping for the best. But they're not the same, and the best choice really depends on what kind of student you are. I spent time walking through both platforms, looking at the course structure, practice tools, lectures, support options, and overall user experience. And if I had to summarize the differences quickly, I'd say this. School of PE feels more flexible, modern, and practice-focused. PPI2Pass feels more traditional, established, and deeply structured. That doesn't automatically make one better for every student, but it does tell you a lot about which one might fit your brain better. Let's start with School of PE. The thing I liked most about School of PE was how adaptable it felt. If you're the kind of student who wants to move through lessons, build custom practice quizzes, target weak spots, and study in a way that fits your schedule, School of PE hits the nail on the head. The practice system is a major selling point. I liked being able to create focused quizzes instead of having to slog through a giant pile of questions that may or may not match what I needed that day, because that's the reality of exam prep. You don't always need more studying. Sometimes you need more specific studying. If you're weak in one topic, you need to hit that topic directly. You need to practice it, miss questions, review explanations, and get better. School of PE's practice-focused setup makes that easier to do. I also like the platform itself. It felt fairly intuitive, and the study experience felt modern enough that I wasn't fighting the technology just to get to the material. That matters more than people think. When you're studying after work or on the weekends or while you're already stressed about the exam, the last thing you need is a platform that makes everything feel harder. School of PE also offers different learning formats, which is helpful. Some students want self-paced, on-demand study, some want live online classes, some may even want in-person options depending on what's available. That flexibility gives you more control over how you prepare. Another major plus is instructor support. I like that students can submit questions directly because sometimes one confusing explanation can slow down your whole study session. Having a way to ask for help inside the course can make the experience feel less isolating. Now, the downside. School of PE isn't cheap. It may be more affordable than PPI in some cases, especially when you compare premium style options, but it's not a nice dinner or a vacation, it's an investment. I want to make sure I was actually going to use the platform, practice questions, lectures, and support before buying. But overall, School of PE feels like a really strong fit for students who want flexibility, modern tools, targeted practice, and a course that lets them focus heavily on weak areas. Now, let's talk about PPI2Pass. PPI is the more established, old school name in this space, and I don't mean that as an insult. For a lot of students, that's actually the appeal. PPI has a long reputation in engineering exam prep, and there's something comforting about using materials from a provider that's been around for a long time. If you're anxious about the exam and you want a course that feels proven, thorough, and authoritative, PPI2Pass may feel safer. What stood out to me with PPI was the depth. The live classes especially felt like a serious commitment. These aren't tiny little quick hit lessons where you barely skim the topic. PPI's live instruction can feel more like a full course experience with detailed explanations, a structured schedule, and a slower build-up through difficult material. That can be a huge advantage if you need accountability. Some people do great with flexible, self-paced study. Other people buy a self-paced course and then simply vanish from their own study plan for 3 weeks. If that's you, a live class schedule can help. It gives you built-in checkpoints, it tells you where to be and when. It makes the studying feel less optional. I also like the seriousness of the materials. PPI felt like it's built for students who want depth, not just a quick review. If you're preparing for a tough exam and you want to feel like you've really covered the material, that can be reassuring. The downside is that PPI can be expensive, and the structure that helped some students may feel like too much for others. If your schedule is unpredictable, committing to months of long live classes may be hard. And if you're the kind of learner who wants quick practice, custom quizzes, and fast movement through weak areas, PPI may feel heavier than you need. So here's how I'd choose. Pick School of PE if you want a flexible, modern study experience with strong practice tools, customizable quizzes, and a more adaptable platform. I'd especially recommend School of PE if you already know you need to drill weak areas, study around a busy schedule, or use practice questions to build confidence. Pick PPI2Pass if you want a more traditional, comprehensive course with a deep instruction, a strong reputation, and a structured schedule that keeps you accountable. I'd especially recommend PPI if you're the kind of student who feels better with long-form classes, detailed explanations, and a provider that's been trusted for years. Now, if you're asking which one I'd personally choose for most students, I'd give the edge to School of PE. Not because PPI2Pass is bad, it's not. PPI is strong, especially if you want depth and structure, but School of PE feels a little more student-friendly for the way a lot of people study now. Flexible pacing, focused practice, direct instructor questions, and a smoother platform experience. It feels easier to jump in, figure out what you need, and start improving. And honestly, that matters because the best prep course isn't just the one with the most history or the biggest pile of material. It's the one you'll actually use consistently. So if you want structure, depth, and a time test provider, PPI2Pass is a solid choice. But if you want flexibility, targeted practice, and a more modern study flow, I'd start with School of PE. Either way, don't spend another month stuck in comparison mode. Pick the course that fits how you actually study, make your plan, and start getting the reps in. For more FE and PE exam tips, course comparisons, and licensure advice, don't forget to subscribe. We post every day.